So we're here with Jim Diesel Edwards. Big name in music and radio in this town. Always has been, always will be. Going to ask you the first questions that I always ask everybody. Why Lima?
Well, first of all, I appreciate the compliment. Head is starting to swell now. Oh, and we forgot Big Buddha from Was 104.9. We'll throw that in there. And then, of course, from Froggy 93, Jimmy.
Oh, God, you've had so many names. I don't know. I can't even keep track.
So, but we'll leave those over here on that show. Why Lima?
Yeah.
Born and raised here. My parents, well, actually, my mom moved here from Washington, D.C.
Oh, really?
She worked for the FBI,
Mm-hmm.
if you can believe that.
Sweet.
Yeah. And then my dad, of course, he was raised here.
Mm-hmm.
And they met on a blind date.
Wow.
Yeah, at Milano's, at a pizza, and the rest is history. And there you go.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's, they were married, almost 50 years. And that was probably one of the main reasons I stayed was because, my parents were here. I had, a son in school. So I was really not, I could have moved. I really could have. Did I want to? Yeah, depending on what day sometimes.
Yeah.
But my family was here. And Lima was here, and it's comfortable.
Yep.
And it doesn't take me 45 minutes to go to the grocery.
Exactly.
And my friends are here.
Mm-hmm.
I went to high school here.
Yep.
And
where'd you go to high school at?
Lima Senior.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I forgot. Yeah, you did.
Showing the Spartan pride there. So that's why. I worked in Fort Wayne for a little while.
Uh-huh.
Fort Wayne's a nice little place.
Yeah.
But I like it here.
And we got the lawnmower running out here, so.
This, kids, is what real broadcasting is all about.
Living in Lima.
Yes, it is.
So we know you're originally from Lima. What was, what do you remember about being a kid growing up in Lima?
Well, I was very blessed. My dad had a really good job. The house I grew up in, my parents built. It's still there. My dad still lives there. I went to South, went to Lima Senior. I went to school during not the most pleasant time to grow up in America, meaning there was the racial divide was still there.
Yeah.
I grew up, a lot of people don't know this, I grew up 5-6 blocks away from the local Black Panther headquarters.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So there was that.
Yeah.
I personally never really had any major issues. You did, but it wasn't like a big deal.
Yeah.
But that's how it was. We lived through it. I had a lot of, we got to see, in my lifetime, I've got to see a lot of really good positive changes. Mm-hmm. Some not so positive. Mm-hmm. We've still got a little bit of work to do.
Yeah.
But I think in general, I think we're doing okay.
Yeah.
And, the one thing that I remember was when I went to Lima Senior was there wasn't this, there wasn't like certain people were here and certain people were here and certain people were here. It was, we're all in this together and, here you go.
Yep. Yeah.
And that was it. That was, and I tell you what, I can't speak about today's schools. I relish my time at Lima Senior.
Yeah.
I really do. It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a couple of days.
Yeah.
But I loved it. It's been a couple of days.
Yeah.
But I loved it. I miss the old school. I miss driving by the old school.
What kind of stuff did you do when you went to Lima Senior? Because I'm thinking of the stuff I did, which would have been, about a decade later than you. What kind of stuff?
Believe it or not, I was actually, I took several psychology courses, as many as I could take.
Yeah.
Took creative writing. I was on the yearbook staff. I was the editor of the newspaper for 2 years. Spartan Spotlight. I was part of, at that time, I don't know what they call it now, part of DECA.
Yeah.
I won
still DECA. My son's
still DECA.
in it, yep.
I won an award, went to state for radio advertising.
Wow.
How ironic is that? One of my judges here in town was Tom Francis.
Wow.
Small
Big
world.
name in Lima, yeah.
And then after that, then I was very lucky to get a good job out of it, and worked there for a while, and kind of moved on, did other things. You know, I mean, I was very blessed because I had really good teachers. There's still a couple that I really wish I could talk to because, you know, we were just, it was that, we sort of surpassed that whole student-teacher sort of thing, you know. Mm-hmm. But my Lima Senior experience was positive. Yeah. I have nothing bad to say. I mean, even the food wasn't bad, so, you know. But then again, when you're young and you've got, you know, it's 50 cents for a hamburger.
Yep. That was back in the day.
Yeah. You know, everything tastes good.
So what kind of stuff were you guys doing for fun back then, like when you went to high school?
Well, you know, I worked a lot.
What was open? What were places to go?
I worked a lot.
Yeah, I know. You've always had a job, I mean, at some point or another.
I mean, I worked a lot, which helped me get my very first car. I bought my very first car brand new, a Mustang off the lot.
Wow.
When the month after I graduated.
Wow.
That was I bought my very first car, and it was blue. But, you know, back then the skating rinks were open.
Yeah.
The mall.
Yeah. American Mall was huge.
The American Mall was huge back then. The Lima Mall was huge because you still had, you know, all the movie theaters were open.
Yep.
That was the big thing. I mean, you could go out on a weekend, go to the Lima Mall, and probably see hundreds of people from all different schools, because back then everybody wore school jackets.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that aspect.
Everybody had school jackets, and that was the thing, man. You got a school jacket.
Yeah. And
that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, that was it. If you you know, unless you were a major league full-time student, which some friends of mine were.
Yeah.
You worked, or you did sports, or you did other things. I can remember during the summer going across the street to my neighbors because their parents worked all the time. We used to play euchre.
Oh, wow.
We played euchre. I know, how boring is that? This is before I started to work. But we used to play euchre, and they had a stereo that their dad built for them.
Oh, really?
And it had tubes and the whole bit.
Wow.
And we used to play Johnny Winter records and Black Oak, Arkansas. And they had a band and they only do one song. I think it was Smoke on the Water. That's all I remember ever hearing.
All right, as long as we're on the subject of jobs, let's get to radio. What gave you the bug? What started it?
You know, here's the thing. When I was young, when I was much younger, I always wanted to do it.
Yeah.
I even used to make believe I had a radio station in my bedroom.
Yeah.
You know, had a little call letters. You know, 9 years. You know, and I used to play the records and, you know, all that kind of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And one day I was working, and actually, you can blame Famous Amos for this. He said, "You ever thought about working in radio?" I don't know, because I liked my job, what I had, and he said, "Oh well, think about it," or something like that.
Yeah.
And eventually, as time transpired and the opportunity arose, I picked up the phone and gave him a call, and that was, I have him to thank, him and Marty Gould, him to thank and blame for my life. And we just kind of worked it from there. Learned a lot from you know, Famous Amos, who by this time had, this was past the 92 Zoo.
Yeah.
Because I remembered, you know, the 92 Zoo was a big deal.
Yeah.
You know, and he had left and come back, and he was now in charge of another radio station here in town. Mix 104.9.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And I learned a lot from him. And then I went from there. I got very lucky. They made some changes. They were the first legitimate computerized automation system. Marty Gould was the first person to bring in voice tracking in Lima, Ohio. Everybody looked at him and said, "You're crazy, Marty. This is, and it, it was the, I think it was the Dave Scott system, I think is what it was.
Uh-huh.
And then I went from there, and then a guy I used to work with, Dave Ryan,
Uh-huh.
said, man, we got something open over at the Big Buck. You should go talk to him. I went over and talked to Spark. Literally, my interview was in the parking lot while Spark smoked a cigarette, told me what he had open, you want it or not? Sure, I'll take it. Okay, come in tomorrow to train.
Because I definitely remember listening to you on the Buck. I think that's probably the first time I heard your voice. Because I don't know if at that point we weren't really we hadn't met yet. I don't think, had we?
No.
Yeah, but I remember hearing your voice on the Buck. Yeah. And so then from the Buck you went to where?
From the Buck, I went to at that time was 93X.
Okay.
And kind of did some things with them, and sort of waited until 90. Well, actually, it was 93 Rocks.
Yeah.
And then went from 93. Then 93 Rocks transformed to 93X.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a quick. This is a quick story. This is a story that a lot of people don't know about 93X.
Okay.
Our engineer Dan, we were was wiring 93X, and he put in the board and he did all this stuff.
Yep.
It was kind of fun. And it was a Saturday. It was a Saturday or Sunday. I think it was a Sunday. And he decided that this is going to be the day that we're going to wire up 93X.
Yeah.
Rock on.
Yeah.
So he's got the wires, and Spark and I are helping him, and we're running these wires through the ceiling, and it's fiberglass. And if you remember, it was the old Mini Pearl chicken place.
Oh yeah.
So we had a firewall that we had to go around, and
Yep.
it was, we're running all this cable and stuff all over us, and it was horrible. And we go all the way because we had to run from the back of the building, because we left the back of the building hot.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't, all the way to the front, and we're ready to go.
Yeah.
I remember this clear as day. Ready to go, and he and Spark were talking, and Dan said, "You guys ready to go hot or ready to go live?" "Yep, let's go." And all right, 3, 2, 1, go. And we whatever it was, and he said, and Dan's like, so we live? Spark says, "Yep, we're live. I hope so, because the only way I can make it live was to cut the cord."
Jeez. That's Dan. I remember Dan.
In order for us to go live, we had to cut the umbilical cord.
Yeah, exactly.
And pray that it worked, because if it didn't work, we were off the air.
Oh God.
And then we didn't have a whole lot programmed, but we had this huge thing of CDs,
Uh-huh.
and it was our jukebox for about a day and a half, and played what we wanted, and kept us live. And then we went on. I believe that was March 16th, I believe.
Yeah.
And I remember the day that we got us live. Spark and I went over. At that time was Frickers, and had a beer and a big ass cigar, and patted ourselves on the back.
Yeah.
And then got us live and did whatever we needed to do. I came back early because we had nobody to work. Because we thought that the automation would no.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh no. So it was a long process, and things kind of worked out and whatever. But yeah, and then it was, like I said, it was 93X for a quick year.
Yeah.
And then they switched us, but that year was amazing. I mean, I went to Froggy, and then from Froggy, then I became Big Buddha on Was 104.9, and then went from there, and was very lucky to hook up with at that point was Clear Channel.
Mm-hmm.
I know Clear Channel was evil, but at that time they weren't totally evil. And basically, it was like coming home, because they owned the Big Buck.
Yeah.
And when I left the Big Buck, they were just taking it over.
Yeah.
And the one thing I remember after getting hired, and Dave Woodward taking me into Art's office and introducing me, and Art getting up and shaking my hand and said, "Welcome back."
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's nice. What do you remember about going out to, I know you did a lot of remotes. We all did. You probably did way more than I ever did, because you were in radio longer than me. But what do you remember about, some of the stuff you like going out and about town, and some of the people you interacted with, and
a couple of the really cool things. I remember I did a remote This was at the Big Buck with Dave Ryan, and we did it at the Haunted House.
Oh, okay.
Way out on wherever it was, Greeley Chapel Road.
Yeah.
I don't remember what out there. We did that. One of the things, the reason I remember that, it was because it was the first week that we had a new girl on, and it was Sherry Steele, who went on to be Dixie Rose on T102.
Oh, okay.
Bless her heart. And miss her. She was such a great lady. I remember that one. The one thing I remember probably, besides Country Star Playoffs, that's a whole nother chapter to talk about, is 93 Rocks, or 93X, did the Budweiser concert series. Sponsored by White Wizard Tattoo and Body Piercing. And I think it was Bare Necessities Leather or whatever the other place was. And we did it once a month, live, 2 hours at Harry's.
Yeah.
Live bands, 2 hours, live at Harry's.
Wow.
Once again, a different band every month, live at Harry's. I will take, within a 30-mile radius, hour and a half maybe, we have as much talent, if not more, within an hour and a half, I'd say within an hour radius of this area than I think anywhere else in the state of Ohio.
Okay, so let me get to this then. Name me some bands. Give me some bands from the time when you were starting out, and I mean, just some of the bands that have been in Lima that you thought were really,
The Affair.
Yes,
was
I remember
huge.
them.
The Affair was huge. I can't remember. There's so many. Well, Buck Tanner.
Yep,
was
I remember
like
them.
They were like country gods.
Yeah.
Buck Tanner was huge, which eventually turned into is now Pieces of Exploit. Exploit is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
Just unbelievable.
Oh yeah.
There were some great bands back in the day.
And we had so many places back then because you had Harry's, the
Yeah,
Wayside,
Harry's, the Wayside, and I mean, there was always something going on somewhere.
Exactly.
If you wanted rock, you went to Harry's or the Wayside.
Yeah.
If you wanted country, there was a couple of clubs downtown.
Yep.
Big Mike Donahue was huge.
Yeah.
He was huge. I remember listening to, I think it was either T102 or WIMA during Family Fun Fair.
Oh, jeez.
And they broadcast, I think it was Big Mike Donahue and the Rebels live on the radio.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember that. I still remember that. Family Fun Fair was huge.
Yeah.
That was a Les Ralph thing.
That was giant.
And that was huge. I mean, you had Rascal Flatts was here.
Oh,
and
Firehouse in the 80s. I mean,
B.J. Thomas was here. We did something to the Big Buck. We did. We brought in Mitch Ryder and the Detroit Wheels.
Really?
We had Martha Reeves and Vandellas.
Wow.
We had it at the UAW Park, and you showed up, brought your
lawn chair, and kicked it out. Yeah.
And kicked back, and it was. We did that. Anyways, didn't mean to ramble.
No. That's all right. That's all right. So we talked about some of the places you missed. Think of some. Just give me a couple offhand great experiences you've had in Lima.
Great experiences?
Yeah. I mean, I know there's many because you've been out and about for years and years and years. And
all right, As a result of being in Lima, as a result of 93X, I had a chance to go to New York.
Oh wow.
Met Rob Zombie.
Oh wow.
Very nice guy. Very small individual. A lot smaller than he appears.
Yeah.
Had a chance to go to a Yankees game and see the Yankees and Red Sox as a result of the same little get together.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool. Had a chance to see Creed when they first started.
Really?
Yeah. They just walked up and plugged in and played, didn't even introduce themselves.
Wow.
Yeah. I've had a chance to see some great bands. I had a chance to sit down and talk to and introduce the Oak Ridge Boys, which I know, coming from a rocker standpoint, is like
no. I know who they are, and I know how important they are to country music.
They were the nicest guys you'd ever meet in your entire life.
I'm sure.
They were unbelievable. I had a chance to see Kenny Chesney here.
Amazing, yeah.
Same with George Carlin, twice.
I saw Carlin once when he came here. Yeah.
They had the Romantics.
Yep. I went to that
was
show,
was all 92 Zoo stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They brought Richard Marx was here.
Yep.
Richard Marx is a big deal. B.B. King was here.
Wow.
Merle Haggard was here before he passed away. Merle Haggard was here.
And there was people at Memorial Hall too that came early.
Yeah, oh yeah.
too.
I mean, there used to be people, the old UAW Hall out on the east side of town.
Oh yeah.
Marty Robbins came out there. I mean,
that's where they used to have the Battle of the Bands every year too.
Yeah,
I remember.
I mean,
that.
it was Lima used to be and can still be that way if people would go and support it.
Yeah.
A place where a lot of people come and play.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a matter of supporting it. People need to understand that if you're going to go see whomever the case may be at the Civic Center, and it's going to be $50 to sit in the balcony, you need to understand that it's only a 3,000-4,000 seat place.
Yeah,
and there's not really on a bad seat in the house.
No, there's not.
You know, you never even have to walk outside.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you park, you walk across the catwalk, you walk in, you see your show, you walk out, and you go home.
Yeah,
and rather than drive an hour to pay $20 to park, and then $50 for a ticket that you're a half a mile away.
Yeah, and because the history is rich here. I mean, it's very rich. One of the main reasons I talked to Jim here was because of his music history and his radio history and rich in that. But as far as when you go to, like, what are some of your secrets of the town? Like, what if somebody was coming here, what would you tell? Hey, you need to go here. You need to do this. You need to do, this is some place we have that doesn't, or some place, even if it's just a park or a,
Okay. A couple places. And this is going to sound kind of odd, but
go for it.
I think you'll dig it. Couple restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I have never been to OC Prime.
Okay.
I have nothing against OC Prime.
I haven't been there either.
OC Prime is a little bit above my budget.
Yeah, mine too.
But if money's no object and you want to go treat yourself, by all means, go to OC Prime.
Exactly.
Okay. There's a restaurant out on the east side of town called, I think it's 12 East.
Now, see, me and my wife have been hearing about that and how good
it is. Remember those little metal trays that you get in school?
Oh, yeah.
That's what they serve you your food on.
Really?
The burgers are like this.
Yeah, I saw the pictures you guys put on.
They're amazing.
They look
they're amazing. They make everything there, even their salsa.
And that's out there by the old Kmart, right?
Yeah, it's right there where Players used to be.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah.
Phenomenal food. Fat Cat Diner.
Yeah, I've been there once.
Problem is they close at 2:00.
Yeah.
By the time I want a burger, it's 5.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but the food's great.
Yeah.
The food's great. Man. It's tough to say because, I mean, there aren't a whole lot of real cool places.
What are some of the places you miss?
Okay.
As far as restaurants go.
I miss the Alpine a lot.
My mom and dad said the same thing.
I miss the Alpine a lot.
Yeah.
They were phenomenal. Little Joe was the consummate host.
Yes.
I miss that place a lot.
Yeah.
That's
a lot. I'm going to get that a lot because Alpine was
I miss the Alpine a lot. I miss the Wayside.
Who doesn't?
I'm not ashamed to admit, I miss Disco 1996.
See, I don't even remember that.
Oh, do you remember that?
No.
That was, during the disco era, it was the place to go, man.
Really?
Disco, it was 1996, because that's the address.
Yeah.
Disco 1996 was the place to go. Between that, and at that time it was called Fantasia, the Ohio Theater.
I remember that, yep. I remember it was Fantasia.
Disco 1996, they had Ladies' Night on Thursdays.
Mm-hmm.
Packed house.
Wow.
Packed. I mean, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, it was, you could barely get in there. It was packed. They had a DJ. You paid a cover charge, and you'd sit around, and the guys tried to pick up the hot chicks,
and
typical dance on the dance floor, do a little Bee Gees thing going on.
Yeah.
And, not draft beer, but like beer was, man, I think a can of Miller Lite was like 50 cents or something like that, Because I used to take so much money, and I would count out my change at the end of the night, like, I got enough for one more beer. But they were huge.
Yeah, I don't even remember that place.
And Fantasia, of course, this was the Ohio Theater.
Yeah.
That was the place, man.
That would have been right after they disbanded being an actual theater, right?
Yeah.
That would have been,
It was unbelievable when I was at Musicland.
Mm-hmm. And see, that's the other thing. You've worked in almost all the record shops in Lima.
Well, I didn't work at Camelot. I always wanted to work at Camelot.
That was the only one.
That was the only one. I always wanted to work at Camelot.
Yeah.
But Musicland was like my dream job
Yeah.
at the time.
Oh, I loved it.
You know,
I mean,
at the time, it was my dream job. Then, of course, I got another dream job. And, but you know, but we used to go to Wayside.
Yeah.
You go to Wayside. You
Yeah.
you paid your cover charge, and you saw the band, and you hung out, and it was a good time.
I got like 2 questions left for you
Okay.
here. One of them's going to be one you're really going to want to talk about. First one is, what makes you stay? Besides, you know, it's been your home for so long. I mean, why didn't you ever go, even when your younger years?
Well, besides the fact my family was here, you know, I like it here.
Yeah.
I like the fact that it takes me
Yeah.
3 minutes to drive to the gas station.
Yeah.
You know, I have a son that lives in Toledo.
Uh-huh.
You know, he leaves 45 minutes early
Yeah,
to
just
go to work.
Yeah.
You know, that would drive me insane.
Yeah.
I
me
literally
too.
drive me crazy. You know, I mean, I complain when it took me 15 minutes to go. You know?
Yeah.
I like it because I don't have any major issues to deal with.
Yeah.
In general, I think the people in Lima are good people.
Yeah.
You've got, I mean, everybody's got their,
Every town's got their
you
issues,
know, the
but
presidents.
yeah.
But I mean, in general, I think Lima is good people.
Yeah. So last but not least, I'll give you a chance, since you were so nice of doing this for me.
Oh,
I'll give you
absolutely.
a chance to promote what you're going to tonight and promote your. Let's tell us a little bit about Blues.
We do something cool. It's a nonprofit. It's been around for quite a while. We do what we call, you know, Music Jam, Blues Jam.
Yeah.
It's the last Sunday of the month. It's at the Knights of Columbus.
Mm-hmm.
If you go before 5 o'clock, it's only $2.
Yeah.
Go after 5 o'clock, it's $3. It's a 4-hour show.
Wow.
If you play, you bring your axe or your saxophone
Yeah.
or your harmonica or your spoons or whatever it is
Yeah.
you play, and you put your name on the board. You play.
Wow.
And there are people that play. I mean, there are people from all over that come in, and it's a chance to really hear some really cool stuff
Yeah.
from people that don't necessarily get to play.
Yeah.
But it's also very important because we really help to promote the blues around the blues history in Lima, and we also promote minor blues.
Yeah.
And if you haven't seen or heard minor blues, you are cheating yourself. A lot of the money that we raise goes towards helping minor blues
Okay.
with their rehearsal places,
Uh-huh.
with their equipment, that type of thing. These are all high school kids.
Wow.
And I'm going to tell you what, I've seen a lot of really good talent in my life.
Yeah.
And there are some of these high school kids, you look at them and you think to yourself, what are you going to play like in 20 years?
Mm-hmm.
You are that good now. What are you going to play like in 20 years?
Exactly.
And they're phenomenal. And if you don't do anything else except come to the music jam,
Yeah.
like I said, it's the last Sunday of every month. We're making some changes. I'm not sure if we're going to start in September this year or not, this season or not. But it runs all the way through until May. You have to go. You have to go.
So
see
where's
it.
this at again? Tell me one
It's
more
the
time.
Knights of Columbus, right behind Happy Days on Cable Road. You know
And
where
it's
Happy
every-
Days on Cable
yeah,
Road?
and it's every
the last Sunday of every month.
Last Sunday of every month. Okay.
We're very good about posting when
Stuff
it
on-
is.
Yeah. I'll post it on here too. You
yeah.
send it to me and I'll post
And
it on the site.
and we've had some really cool. Like I said, we had some really cool players come in and play. If you sing, please, by all means.
Yeah.
And if you just want, and by the way, there's food. So I want to mention there's
That's always
food.
good.
Milano's is the one who
Oh wow.
caters the food, so you get really good pizza,
Cool.
and you get really good burgers, and you've got really good wings, and the bar is open, but it's family friendly. You can bring the kids. There's no language on stage.
Yeah.
Very respectable.
Good.
And it's a
Good.
good time, and everybody has fun.
Good.
I mean, it's the Knights of Columbus. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
Cool.
and there's plenty of parking.
Cool.
And please come out.
Cool.
Please, you know, so if nothing else,
It's
support
something
the
to
kids.
do. Yeah, exactly. Support. I mean, people think about supporting the kids as far as, you know, schools and you know, bands and at school and sports but I mean, there's other ways to support, you know, like young kids around here in town that have their own bands and are doing their own thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And the one thing about the blues jams, and I'll let this go, is you get a chance to see these kids when they're young.
Yeah.
And if you start watching them, this was what happened last season. You start on September when they first come out, and then you watch their progression as the season goes.
Yeah.
And near the end of the season, they're literally just blowing you out
Oh,
of the
yeah.
water. You know, that 6-9 months
Yeah.
are just blowing you out of water.
Okay, so to finish up, I do it everyone. Give me one word that satisfies Lima for you. One word that describes Lima, what it means to you.
It's home.
Exactly. That's the word I'm getting more and more, and that's the word I love to hear. So thank you, Jim Diesel, and I'm not going to go through the rest of your names because I don't know half of them. Edwards, and I appreciate your interview. And
It's been an absolute pleasure, man. I mean, anytime you want to do this, man, you come over. We can do a mini series if you want.
Yeah. Okay. I hey, man, I'm up for it.
I got stories.
Okay. All right.
I can tell you
Jim.
stories, man.
I appreciate it.
Stories. We'll leave the names out.
All right. Thanks, man.
Thanks.